Hello and good morning. Welcome to your daily tarot reading. Hello and good morning. Welcome to your daily tarot reading on Wednesday, the 10th of June. I'm Hem from the Self-Love Self-Care System, and I'm doing your daily tarot readings, your weekly tarot readings this week. I'm doing all the tarot readings this week from the Midnight Magic Tarot deck of mushrooms. Now, remember my first 2 days chat? I was talking to you about the Mind Body Spirit Festival I did. We'll talk a little bit more about it because it is done and I've been had the weekend. So we're not before it like we were in those other two readings. And as you'll probably see, I'm wearing different clothes. And yeah, so yeah, let's get the cards. So like give you a little bit of chat about how it was. I've got to be honest, I loved it and had a really good time and did lots of good readings. I'll tell you something about it. I'm so tired. It doesn't, we give a lot of ourselves when we do these readings, and when we connect into spirit this way. And I did a kind of, I said that I literally said everything. And if you came, by the way, thank you. And it was lovely to read for you if anyone's watching that came. But yeah, it's like I do a lot of things. So I do tarot. You guys know that, obviously. I do angel connection, I do spirit connection, I do oracle cards, and I actually had spirit come through for a few people, which is more often than not rare for me. But I actually found the whole experience amazing. I really enjoyed it, and the people I read for were lovely. There were one or two that were very different, and maybe non-accepting, I felt maybe of this anyway. So having something that they didn't feel so comfortable with. Yeah, but most people were amazing. And the thing that's really strange about it though is that the fact that I noticed that although I love doing it, I can do it, and it is something I do very, very well. I don't know how I feel about giving that much of my energy up on a regular basis because actually reading takes a lot of your energy up. So if you care about yourself, you will diffuse it with other things and not have reading as your only occupation because it is when you know my business is self-love, self-care system, there's not much self-love in doing that constantly. You can't. You need to find a really happy medium. But then that's how I felt. Like I said, it was really good. I loved doing the readings. I loved it because you can help people through those readings. It's difficult because you don't know how people are taking what you're saying and if they're actually accurately taking it the way you mean it, the way the angels are bringing it through. So it can be difficult with regard to that. And yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. Anyway, my lovelies, let's have a look at what our cards for the Wednesday, the 10th of June are. Let's have a look. So your first cards are Five of Pentacles, and then you've got the Seven of Cups. So angels, let's talk first of the Five of Pentacles. Go for it. Let me tune into that. Firstly, they're talking about your spiritual capabilities. Then, funnily enough, you're going to laugh at what they're saying. Sorry, this is so funny. After what I've just been gabbling about, they are talking about you using your spiritual gifts to raise your income in some way. So they're talking about you connecting into your psychic senses, your intuitive senses, and using those gifts to help other people in a higher way. I do find it very, very funny after what I've just said, right? I think there's a caveat, obviously, because of what I've just said, which is to be really careful that you are honoring yourself, your body, and your system as you do this. The other thing they're saying is it's some time to reach higher than you've been reaching. Um, this isn't about over pushing yourself, they're saying, but it is about you finding yourself and making those steps that you've been taking, those steps that you need to take. They're saying well, what have seemed murky is now like the fog is clearing and you're starting to understand. There's more to this though. There's things like moving forward, transforming what you've known, changing what's normal for you, changing what is your normal day to day. And they're also talking about you doing a career or a job or something vocationally that brings money in that is different to what you're currently doing. Right. Next card. Well, next card, you got Seven of Cups. Now, it's interesting because the minute I saw the picture, I felt an energy around you actually feeling. as if you were scared, or as if you are scared to project and move into this spiritual space that's calling you. You are very much being called. Here we talked about you tuning into spiritual, energetic vibration, and here is it's a very spiritual centered card. Well, the angels was talking about how you'll meet new people by stepping into this new spiritual highway, portal. They're calling it many different things. And they're saying that it will assist you to realign. Now, this isn't about being the highest vibration in the block here. They're saying this is about you taking your foot off the gas and then moving into the space that fits you, but with others. You're working with others. You're not working alone. You're working with those who also have the experiences that you have. It's quite linked to kind of what I did, because obviously I did those readings. There were other people doing readings there. But we were all slightly different in the way we read. Although I did say to one lovely lady, I said, well, we all do come with very specific skill sets. However, I think we pretty much can all do the same thing here. We had a few people that weren't mediums, they couldn't bring in spirit, but it's not the thing. The thing the angels are saying here is about you recognizing that even if your gift is similar to someone else's, they're saying, people that will come to you will need your vibrational energy, your frequency, what you emit as a person, right? Then your next card's the King of Swords, and it's interesting because swords often mean pain, but actually here this isn't about pain. They're saying this is about alchemizing a new potential for transformation, moving into a new beginning. The angels are saying that you cannot stay where you are anymore. Now, the King of Swords comes in to tell you you're strong enough and you're capable enough and you can do this. It's different to a butterfly. Butterfly also is like a metaphorical allegory and a message about transforming. But the dragonfly gives you something just that little bit more potent. Its potency is on the level of it moves from the physical into the mythical, into the mystical element, into magic, into how you can begin again, but in a different way. There is something very spiritual about this, but there's also something very, very sovereign. Now, you've been given two gems here. So in this first card that you had, you've got the amethyst down here. Okay. It's a tiny one. It's like the geode of the amethyst, right? And in this one here, you've got a stone hoop. Angels, what stone is that? And they're talking about the green fuchsia, although I don't think it fully is. Oh, they're talking about green fuchsia mixed with clear quartz. I think that energy is pulling to you, asking you to step up, awaken. They're saying you might need a brief period of reflection and rest. We are coming up for Mercury retrograde, which will be on the 23rd, I think, no, 29th of June to the 23rd of July. That may be a little bit of a pause for you. But they're saying that the transformation is really highlighted. It's really key that you start to shift into the vibration that the universe, source, angels, spirit, nature spirits, Davids, everything not in this particular energetic vibration is trying to support you. And then your final card, which is so gorgeous. And if you've got this far, my lovelies, I'd love a thumbs up. I'd also love a subscribe if you haven't subscribed to me already. All right, lovelies, Knight of Cups. You can't say fairer than the Knight of Cups, right? Okay, angels, come on. Let's talk about what we're bringing in with the Knight of Cups. The saying is very, very clear. The Knight wants to bring you into the energy. It's actually really, really singing and dancing with the Seven of Cups here, right? The Seven of Cups and the Knight are working together. This is about you getting all your ducks in a row and bringing your spiritual abilities, your gifts into the open. Now, I hear you, you're saying, how do I bring my gifts into the open when I don't know how to do this? Well, I am actually thinking of running a Zoom training where you learn to build up your spiritual gifts, and I'm going to help you and support you. It's going to be a circle. It's going to be quite simple. It will be a fairly cheap price. It'll be a weekly class that we do, and it will be a way for you to grow. It's not going to be yet. It will be September. But if you're interested, do email me at selflove selfcare system@gmail.com so I can put you on the list because it's going to be very small numbers because it's on Zoom. I want to be able to get enough everybody on the screen. You know, like sometimes people are not on the screen. I don't want that. I want a small group where everyone's together and we're working together. And when you go off and do your little working groups, which you will have that chance, we can start working on your capabilities because the angels are saying that I have the capacity to show you the way in a very, very, very intuitive way, without learning symbols or symbology or having set pieces that tell you what things are. That's not going to work. This is bigger than that. This is about you becoming an angelically fused individual that can tune into spirit and actually use your psychic abilities in a stronger way, but knowing how to work with it. That's how I teach. It's very, very different. It'll be a year course, and then we'll have 2 separate years after if anyone wants to build up on their skills. And then it become maybe readers or do something like I do. Never know. Anyway, my lovelies, that's your reading for Wednesday, the 10th of June. And namaste, everyone. Have a gorgeous, gorgeous day. As you see, the angels are asking you to build out your gifts and become a different version of your well, version of your elf. I meant yourself. I don't know who the elf is. All right, my lovelies, take care. It's been an absolute pleasure to do these readings for you, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Take care, lots of love. Kisses. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye. I'll see if I can switch it up because it's a bit different to usual today. Bye, love. Did you see that little fairy just dipped right down there?